everyone, it's Heather or Miss Tittus if you're one of my students coming over from Google Classroom. Today we are going to be creating a rainbow monster. So we are going to start by dividing the paper into different sections using different type of line. And then we're going to color these sections in rainbow order. And then we're going to make it into a monster. I hope you guys have fun. Laid out in front of me, I have my supplies for the first step. I have a black crayon, and then I have my 6 crayons that are in rainbow order, which is red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. And we're going to put these 6 to the side for the moment. You can try to keep them in rainbow order so you remember what order they should be in when we start coloring. And I'm just going to hold on to the black crayon. So we're going to be focusing mostly on like the shoulders up of the monster. So when I'm looking at my paper, I want it to be the tall way. I want to make sure that our monster is nice and tall, not short and wide. And now that we have the paper in the right spot, I'm going to take my black crayon and I'm going to start at the bottom of the paper. And then I'm going to go up and around and make an upside down U as big as I can on this paper. We are going to be cutting out our monster, so we want to make as much use of this paper as we possibly can. Now that we have the outline, we are going to do different types of line to divide the paper up. My students come in from Google Classroom, you should remember that we talked about different types of line in school. So one type of line that we can do is a straight line. And again, this is horizontal because it's going side to side. We can do a zigzag line that has points. We can do a curvy line where it's soft bumps. There's no point like there is for the zigzag line. We can do a curly line where we have loops. And you can do different variations of each of these. We want to make sure that we have at least 5 lines, so we make 6 sections. It's okay if you have more, but it's really important to have at least 5 lines in order to have space for all 6 colors of our rainbow. So I'm going to end with a straight line. And I want to have a nice space for each of my colors, so I'm trying to make my lines equal distance apart. My next step that I'm going to do is take my crayons and mark what color is going to go where so I don't mess up. Remember, we're trying to go for rainbow order, so I did a little mark for red, little mark for orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Okay, so now that I have all of my sections marked, I can begin coloring. We're not doing the face yet because we're going to use this scrap right here after we cut it out to create our eyes and our mouth. Now that I've completed coloring it, I'm going to cut it out. And when I'm cutting it out, make sure I'm using the back of the scissors, not the tip of the scissors. Always cutting away from you, making sure you're watching where your fingers are. And remember, we're going to be saving the scrap so that we can use that to make our eyes and our mouth. And nose if you like. Okay, so I got my nice and cut out, nice and neat. And then I'm going to attach this to a background piece of paper. I have a double-sided tape, but you guys use glue, tape, whatever you have. That makes kind of a cool noise. Make sure it's nice and covered. And I'm going to attach this right along the bottom of the paper. Okay, and now let's get started on our eyes and mouth. Before I cut anything out, I'm going to draw my shapes first. So I want 1 or 2 circles for the eyes, so you can have 1 big eye or 2 smaller eyes. So I think I'm going to do 1 big eye. I'll draw my circle for this. And if you have something small, like a quarter or a nickel or a bottle cap that you want to trace, that'll work great. If you're doing 2 eyes, I would suggest doing a little bit smaller than what I'm doing, but not too small, because if you make them too small, they're going to be hard to cut out. And on this edge here, I'm going to do pretty much a zigzag line, making triangles with the line, so I don't have to draw the bottom, because the bottom is going to be the edge of the paper. And I want to make these triangles about the same size. And if you don't want to make them the same size and make the teeth all different, that's fine. Alright, I got 4 teeth. It's a little wide, but we'll see if we have to make adjustments. Again, cutting it out really quick. And when I cut this, I can keep it together by not cutting all the way down. But if you do accidentally cut through, that's okay, because you can just glue it on. In art, you can always fix the mistakes or cover the mistakes and use our creative ideas to turn something that we might consider a mistake into something great. Okay, and let's get the eye cut out. And if you want to add any like other features like a nose or anything, feel free. I'm just going to do an eye and the teeth or the mouth. And you see how I'm turning the paper as I'm cutting for my circle? Not the scissors, the paper. Okay, when we're placing the eye, again, making sure we're gluing or taping on the back of the eye. I'm going to place it right in the center towards the top. And then for my teeth, I just want to make sure I get a little glue on each of these triangles. And again, if you cut them out separately, that's fine. If doing it together like this is too hard. Actually, I think I can curve mine a little bit, like a smile. Okay, this one's a little too long, so I'm gonna make that a little smaller. Okay, so I have my basic monster finished, and at this point, if you want to take a crayon and add any horns or a bow on top or some hair sticking out, feel free. So I'm going to do a couple pieces of hair and I think 2 horns. And I can color these horns in. For the rest of the paper, you can either leave it blank or you can create a design on it. So since we did stripes using different types of line for the body of our monster, I think I'm going to pick one color crayon and do some polka dots. Another good option would be hearts, stars, but whatever you pick, I would say just do one shape. So I'm going to do a bunch of polka dots or a bunch of circles, and then I will get back to you guys when I'm finished with this. Alright guys, so here is the final monster. Again, it's in rainbow order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. And I use different types of horizontal lines. So horizontal lines go side to side. We have a straight horizontal line, zigzag, curvy. My curly line got a little covered by the teeth, and I got another straight line. Again, making sure that we have 5 different lines so that we have 6 sections for the 6 different colors. If you want to do more lines, that's fine. You just got to remember to keep your rainbow order: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. I'm going to link a song called G BIV down below so you guys can listen to that and learn all about your colors. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and if you have any ideas, don't forget to comment them down below on any art related content or just any art things that you want to see. Just let me know. Don't forget to hit like, maybe subscribe, and have a nice day. Bye.